Kaiju number 8 Season 1 complete recap. Let's get into it. Kafka Hibino cleans up kaiju carcasses for the Anti-Kaiju Defense Force, Japan's military against kaiju. After failing to join the force, Kafka became ineligible and gave up, until the age limit was raised to 32. At work, he and a co-worker Reno Ichikawa are attacked by a yoju, a smaller kaiju. Saved by Captain Mina Ashiro, his childhood friend, Kafka resolves to try joining again. Later, a parasitic kaiju turns him into a human kaiju hybrid, forcing him and Reno to flee when a patient reports his transformation. While Mina's squad heads to the reported kaiju sighting, Kafka and Reno look for a place to hide. During their escape, Kafka detects a yoju attacking a house, trapping a woman and her daughter. He kills the yoju, saving them, and the daughter thanks him. Kafka reverts to human form and escapes with Reno. Mina arrives and learns from the girl about a good kaiju, which surprises her. 3 months later, Kafka, now dubbed Kaiju number 8, evades capture as he and Reno pass their first recruitment test. At the second test, they meet Kikoru Shinomiya, who senses Kafka's kaiju aura. Reno tells Kikoru he and Kafka are kaiju cleaners, easing her doubts. Kafka and Reno pass the physical test, with Kafka barely succeeding, and move to the aptitude test. Vice Captain Soshiro Hoshina tasks recruits with defeating yoju led by a honju in a training area. Equipped with kaiju muscle fiber suits that enhance abilities, recruits fail if their shield activates. Kafka's suit outputs 0%, but he supports others with his kaiju knowledge. Injured by a yoju, Kafka is saved by Kikoru. Despite Soshiro's advice to quit, Kafka continues under Mina's watchful eye. Kafka and Reno assist other recruits due to their low firepower, while Kikoru eliminates all yoju and the honju, ending the test. Suddenly, an intelligent humanoid kaiju revives the yoju and honju, strengthening them. The honju attacks Kikoru, who struggles to fight back. A flashback shows her father, Isao Shinomiya, general of the force, demanding perfection to honor her late mother. Heavily injured, Kikoru is saved by Kafka, who transforms and kills the honju. Reno carries her to safety as Kafka's fortitude level, 9.8, is dismissed as an error. Soshiro suspects a connection to Kafka's earlier kill. Later, the humanoid kaiju disguises himself as a human cleaner. With the test complete, Reno and Kikoru are inducted as officers, while Kafka becomes a cadet on Soshiro's recommendation. However, Soshiro secretly suspects Kafka, noting his unregistered vitals during the 9.8 fortitude reading. Kikoru promises to keep Kafka's secret, warning that the defense force might dispose of him since numbered kaiju are used for making equipment. The trio trains, improving their combat power, and befriend recruits Iharu, Haruichi, and Aoi. Later, Soshiro and Kafka discuss Kafka's goal to stand beside Mina, which Soshiro views as a challenge. Their talk is interrupted by a kaiju emergency, marking Kafka's first mission. The 3rd Division launches an operation in Sagamihara to eliminate a massive fungal-type honju. Mina uses her handheld cannon at full combat power to destroy it, releasing a swarm of yoju threatening the city. Kafka struggles in combat due to his low power, but dissects a dead yoju, discovering its core and reproductive organs, explaining its ability to multiply after death. Soshiro thanks Kafka, spreading the information to the other platoons. Meanwhile, Reno and Iharu encounter the humanoid kaiju in disguise, questioning how the defense force learned about the yoju's anatomy. The humanoid kaiju attacks Reno and Iharu, severely injuring Iharu. It reveals it can block communications and hide from the defense force. Despite their efforts, Reno and Iharu are easily overpowered. As it moves to kill them, Kafka arrives and defeats it. Before Kafka can finish it off, 2 3rd Division officers interrupt, allowing the humanoid to escape. Kafka flees and hides, but Soshiro finds him, accuses him of attacking Reno and Iharu, and removes his suit's limiter to unleash full combat power, declaring his intent to neutralize Kaiju number 8. Kafka defends himself against Soshiro without causing harm, countering his attack, breaking his sword, and escaping undetected. Soshiro tells Mina he suspects Kaiju number 8 is a Dai Kaiju, a rare and powerful kaiju. Meanwhile, the humanoid, Kaiju number 9, kills a man, absorbs his appearance, and hides. After the mission, the 3rd Division celebrates Reno and Iharu's recovery. Soshiro announces Kafka's official acceptance into the defense force, and Mina promotes him on Soshiro's recommendation. As Mina leaves for a meeting about number 9, Kafka thanks Soshiro. Overhead, flying kaiju, led by a new humanoid kaiju, prepare to attack the base. A group of flying kaiju lands at the 3rd Division base and begins an assault. With Mina away, Soshiro leads the defense. Kafka identifies the kaiju as wyvern types, usually solitary, and informs the division. Soshiro deduces they are united under a leader, a humanoid kaiju with an 8.3 fortitude level, classifying it as a Dai Kaiju. The humanoid attacks Soshiro, the base's strongest fighter. Meanwhile, Reno, Iharu, Haruichi, Aoi, and Kikoru, armed with a Honju-made axe, battle the wyverns. Soshiro lures the humanoid to the training grounds, nearly destroying its core, but it transforms, growing stronger with a fortitude level of 9.0. Soshiro's battle with the humanoid continues, but his suit limits output due to physical strain. He recalls being told to give up on joining the defense force due to poor firearm skills, but Mina recruited him for his close combat expertise, which complements her own abilities. Inspired by Mina's trust, Soshiro fights on until the humanoid captures him. Kafka tries to transform, but Mina and Kikoru arrive in time to subdue the kaiju. The celebration ends abruptly as the wyverns form a massive bomb. Kafka transforms, intercepts the bomb, and punches it to a safe altitude, saving the city. As the dust settles, Mina and the division move to detain him. The defense force, led by Isao, orders Kafka's transfer to the Ariake Maritime Base under Deputy Director Keiji Itami's supervision. While detained, Mina assures Kafka that she and the 3rd Division support him and will fight to spare his life, reaffirming her belief in his return. Reno, Iharu, Haruichi, and Aoi are reassigned for training as the 3rd Division base is rebuilt after Kaiju No. 10's attack. Kikoru pleads with her father to spare Kafka, but Isao reveals an X-ray of Kafka's Kaiju core, declaring him inhuman. Despite her protests, Isao fights Kafka in a containment cell to dispose of him. Kafka avoids transforming to prove his humanity, but realizes Isao wields a numbers weapon made from Kaiju No. 2. Forced to transform, Kafka fights back until the kaiju inside him takes control, rushing at Isao as Kikoru looks in horror. The fight between Kafka and Isao intensifies, with Keiji noticing that Isao seems more focused on testing Kafka than killing him. Kafka grows stronger, overpowering Isao, but in his subconscious, the mysterious kaiju consumes him and he falls into an abyss. As a berserk Kafka is about to strike Isao, he hallucinates Mina's hand reaching out. This moment stops Kafka from killing Isao, and he strikes his own core, collapsing afterward. Medics take him for treatment. The 3rd Division remembers his contributions and hopes for his return, while Mina praises Kafka's character during her report to headquarters. Isao visits Kafka, revealing he kept him alive as an asset, despite the top brass wanting him dead. He tells Kafka to prove his worth, addressing him by name. Kafka vows to prove himself as an officer, and the 3rd Division learns Kafka's disposal is deferred. Meanwhile, Kaiju No. 8 plans its next move with another version of itself. Alright boys, we got all that knowledge now. Let's go and enjoy Season 2. Peace.